Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Today, we are discussing the Sinn 103 Pilot's Chronograph in stainless steel. The watch measures 41 millimeters in diameter by 16 millimeters thick by 47.5 millimeters from lug to lug. If you add the end links of the bracelet, the total distance across the wrist is 53.5 millimeters, and it has a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. The watch is nicely sized, handsomely executed, and substantial, as it feels more expensive than it is when it's on your wrist. The heft is self-evident, and the construction of the bracelet with hex screws is superior. On my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, you can see it's fairly large on its bracelet. So as you see it here, I'm going to recommend it for a wrist no smaller than 15 centimeters circumference. Once again, mine is 16, and you can see it mostly fills out my wrist. The timepiece is thick, and it will get hung up on the tightest of dress cuffs, though a jacket sleeve should flow up and over its flank. Taking a look at the bracelet, it's an impressive combination of satin and polish. It uses satin finish primary links and then polished intermediates. You can see on the outside face, the removable links are fixed by hex screws, and the watch does come with a tool. We have a single fold deployant clasp, and then it locks using a clamshell. Note the difference between the satin finish of the actual clasp body and then the polish of the clamshell. Good attention to detail by Sinn. Inside, you have 3 divots that allow you to change the anchoring point, and you can see that the divots allow you to sort of micro-size the case. As if you use a strap tool, you can move the anchoring point in and out. Now, there's also a fold-out extension that you can use, and the fold-out extension can be used over a wetsuit or a dry suit if you're a diver, or it can be used over a thick winter coat or a jacket if you live in cold climates, so you can wear your watch outside your clothing. The case is inspired directly by the EZM-1 of 1997, the iconic angular lug profile breaking out from the caseband. I have the 1.1 right here, which has the same case design as the original, and you can see it's self-evident that this watch is related to this watch. The bezel is bidirectional aviator style. It glides beautifully with a silky action. And then you can line it up with the minute hand, and the minute hand is an exquisite syringe style, white lacquered. Now you have a count up 0 to 60 minute timer. You also have a chronograph with a 30-minute register. So to bridge the gap between minutes 30 and 60, you can actually use the bezel, or you can use the bezel to time a second concurrent event. The dial is simple, instrument style, aviation inspired, white on black for high contrast, matte finished for low glare. And you'll note, to resist accidental shattering in the cockpit, we have an actual plexiglass crystal, much like you'll find on an Omega Moonwatch. It gives you that lovely off-axis distortion, and here it's plexiglass for the same reason. Easier to scratch than sapphire, but harder to shatter in a cockpit environment. Now we have a day and a date, and it is a German language calendar. The watch is made in Frankfurt, home of Sinn, and the financial capital of continental Europe. We have a double quick set for the date as well as the day, and then we have a hacking seconds function that stops the watch. The watch is a cam lateral clutch chronograph, but the cam tuning is exceptional, and the feel of the pusher is as sharp and crisp as a column wheel. You'll also note, since it's based on the basic architecture of the Valjoux 7750, and those use an oscillating pinion rather than a conventional lateral clutch, that when I start the chronograph, half the time you don't get any jump at all, and the engagement tends to be very smooth. If you press and you hold on a 7750, a lot of times you will get as smooth an engagement as you will get on a vertical clutch system, and that's down to the use of an oscillating pinion, a high-end feature, surprising on a movement of this price, but you'll also find it on the Journe Chronograph Monopoussoir, among others. Underneath the case back, all of this water-resistant to 200 meters, we have either a Sleet SW500 or Concepto equivalent. Both of them are based on the Valjoux 7750 architecture. Concepto's version is called the 99001. Fundamentally the same thing, unidirectional automatic winding, 48-hour power reserve, 25 joules, double quickset, hacking seconds, 4 hertz beat rate, and it is a cam lateral clutch chronograph that is very, very, very tough. This is a watch that satisfies on every level, whether or not the lights are on. You can see the bezel is generously loomed and the dial to match. Reach out to tmosso@thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.